What's up, everybody? Welcome to Connect. I'm super excited to be here with you today. I have a question for you. If you went to the fair, would you rather eat a corn dog or cotton candy? What do you think? Corn dog, cotton candy? I would probably go with corn dog. Well, at Connect HQ today, some of the crew get really tempted when they go to the fair. All right, now we have a point that we need to learn. I'm gonna say it. I need you to repeat it after me. Here we go. Stay pure, say no to sin. Great job. Now we're gonna go to worship. So let's go to Connect HQ to learn more about that.
You know what? You may not be the best singer, but you can still honor God with songs. And you may not be the best dancer, but you can still give it all you've got. You wanna know why? It's because worship isn't about how good you are. It's about how good God is. I know that God loves it whenever we connect with Him together at church. So, sing aloud and dance for Him with all you've got. Get up on your feet and let's connect with God together. Hey, Lissa.
Hey, Tom.
Wasn't sure if anyone would notice or not, but I guess he totally noticed.
You're wearing sandals at work.
Well, when I woke up this morning, I couldn't find my other pair of shoes, so I put these on.
I have 87 pairs of shoes, and you only have 2? And one of them is sandals?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like them.
We are Connect HQ.
Every day we help the people of the world.
Live God's way.
We look for the links.
Make the connection.
And you never know what might happen.
My name is Mike, and this is how we went into lockdown to stay pure.
So no matter what the issue is, no matter how big, we will find an answer.
I know you will. You always do. So I checked out this book.
Guys,
He's usually not this excited, so it must be good.
get this. The county fair is in town. Mm-hmm. And not only that, but Arrow Harris is performing in the center stage.
Who is Arrow Harris?
Just the biggest thing in country music since the Eastland Brothers.
I don't really follow country music.
Well, you should, because Arrow Harris is... Claire, I'm so sorry. I didn't stop to say hello. Hello.
Hiya.
Enough of the pleasantries. This is not a drill. We are on full lockdown.
Lockdown?
Yeah, Mike, what's going on?
Alyssa, we have a code corn dog. I repeat, the county fair is in town. The county fair.
Is this normal?
Well, I thought he'd be more excited because the county fair only comes once a year.
It would have been. This all started on a normal day at the county fair 2 years ago.
Unfortunately, your friend here is not allowed back at the fair.
What exactly did he do? Mike, what did you do?
I don't want to talk about it.
He got his head stuck in a cotton candy machine. I don't know what is so tempting about covering your head with pink candy floss, but it seems like it happens every year. Your temptation got the best of you, friend.
Well, thanks for all your help. I promise I'll make sure that he stays here.
Well, I've got to get back. I've got a cotton candy machine that needs cleaning. You know what they say. If you can't stand the heat, get out of the fairgrounds.
Melissa, I know I messed up, but I really wanted to put my head in the cotton candy machine. I just wanted to know what would happen. Now I know you get kicked out of the fair.
If it was so tempting, why didn't you just leave?
Because the cotton candy machines were calling to me. They were like, Mike, wouldn't it be hilarious and delicious if you had cotton candy on your head?
Temptation can be hard, but you don't have to give in to it. You can always say no.
And she was right. I could have said no, so I will. Just like I did last year, I will say no to the county fair. And it probably will help if we say this verse. It's from the book of 1 Corinthians. Say it with me like this. 1 Corinthians 10:13.
1 Corinthians 10:13.
But when you are tempted,
But when you are tempted,
God will give you a way out
God will give you a way out
so that you can stand up under it.
so that you can stand up under it.
God will always give you a way out to say no to temptation, so we don't sin.
Code corn dog?
Yep, I activated full lockdown.
Good. Claire, do you have fair problems too?
Actually, I'm here for something else.
Guys, just because he was tempted by the fair doesn't mean I will be.
Listen to me, man. Don't go to that fair. You think you can handle it, but you can't.
Arrow Harris is performing.
Oh, I've always wanted to see Arrow Harris live.
Alyssa, we're on lockdown.
Right. Then go if you must. But remember, stay pure. Say no to sin.
Stay pure, say no to sin. Got it. I'll be fine.
Poor soul. He has no idea what he's walking into.
As long as he stays away from the cotton candy.
Oh, it's not just the food.
What do you mean?
It was a normal day last year at the county fair.
You look mighty familiar to me. Do I know you?
No.
Well, I guess you're right. I think I'd remember a sweet stash like that one.
Mike, if you're not going to tell it right, let me tell it.
What do you mean?
You've never had a mustache like that.
I have a mustache in several of my flashbacks.
Let me tell it. It was a normal day last year at the county fair.
Hey, I recognize you. You're Cotton Candy Head.
Yep, that's me.
Well, aren't you two a couple peas in the pod? Well, I thought your pink hair stunt was mighty wild, but this one here's in a whole mess of trouble. She tried to release the pony and ride off into the sunset.
Well, I'm sure she's sorry and she'll never do it again.
Oh, she's not coming back to the fair. Now I've got to get back to those ponies and make sure that they weren't too spooked by the ruckus.
Thank you for your diligence.
Well, you know what they say. Give them an inch and they'll take the pony out of the fair.
I have literally never heard anyone say that. You stole a pony?
I knew it was wrong, but there's just something about the county fair. I knew if I ever got on one of those ponies, I wouldn't want to get off. I could have walked away, but I didn't.
That's not how I remember it.
How do you remember it?
I had a big bushy mustache.
If temptation is a sin, then I should probably take this book back to the library.
Actually, temptation's not a sin, but before we get into that, what is the story with that book?
My parents told me I'm not allowed to read this book, but everyone I know is reading it. So I went behind their back and checked it out at the library.
Oh, I see.
I was going to go to the park and read it, but instead I came here. I wasn't so sure what I should do.
So you know you're not supposed to read it, but you're carrying it around with you. That's an unbelievable amount of temptation.
It really is.
It sounds like you should get rid of that book if it's a temptation for you, but like I said earlier, temptation's not actually a sin.
It's not?
Nope. Even Jesus was tempted.
Now, he didn't seek out temptation. It's not like he towed the line to see how close he could get without sinning, but he was tempted.
Here, it's in this Bible story.
This is the story about the God who loves us in the Bible. We find truth and purpose to love God and love others. We're searching God's word for things to discover. This book is alive, full of answers and godly advice. This book is alive. See the wonderful stories inside. Every day I'm searching, read through history and poetry. How much Jesus loves me. God's great story lives. There's no other book like this. This book is alive.
God's Spirit led Jesus into the desert. He had nothing to eat for 40 days and nights. After that, Jesus was very hungry. Knowing that Jesus was hungry, the devil tempted him. He pointed to a rock and said, "If you are the Son of God, tell these rocks to become bread." Jesus answered the devil using God's words from the Bible. "It's not just bread that keeps people alive," he said. "Their lives also depend on what God says." Next, the devil took Jesus to the top of the temple. "If you are the Son of God, jump off. The scriptures say that God's angels will rescue you." So Jesus used God's word to give his second answer. "Do not put the Lord your God to the test," he said, quoting again from the Bible. Finally, the devil took Jesus to a mountain and showed him all the world's kingdoms and wealth. "This can be yours," he said, "if you bow down and worship me." "Go away, Satan," Jesus commanded. Then he quoted God's word one more time. "For it is written, worship the Lord your God and serve him only." As soon as Jesus said it, the devil left him. Then angels came and cared for him. Jesus had faced temptation and hadn't sinned, not even once.
So it's not a sin to be tempted.
Yep, Jesus was tempted, so he knows what it's like when we are tempted.
He always said no to temptation. He never sinned.
I guess he knew what the Bible said. Whenever he was tempted, he could use it to help him say no.
That's right. Oh boy.
Hey guys.
Back so soon?
Here we go again. Cotton Candy Head, getaway pony.
Ma'am.
Now, your friend here is not allowed back at the fairground.
What happened?
Well, I remembered what you said. Stay pure, say no to sin. And then I saw Arrow Harris's tour bus.
Yep, he climbed in through the window of the tour bus and got stuck. Took 4 of us to get him out. Mr. Harris was mighty rattled.
I was just so excited to see him that I saw the open window, so I took a chance. And my belt buckle got stuck.
I don't know what it is about y'all in the fair. Cotton candy, ponies, tour buses. It seems like I have to come back here every year.
Don't worry about us. We are all in full lockdown.
Yeah, you won't have any more problems with us.
I'm really sorry about the incident. I don't know what I was thinking.
Well, you know what they say. When you're paying bananas, you get monkeys.
What? She called you a monkey.
She called me a monkey?
Yeah.
Now I get why we go into lockdown.
That was actually Alyssa's idea. After the pony incident, we decided to make some rules about the fair. It all started when we were making rules about the fair.
Mike, that fair is gonna come every year and bring those ponies.
And the cotton candy machines.
What do we do?
We need a plan to say no to sin.
Oh, we'll call it Code Corn Dog.
That's perfect. Okay, now we just need some ways to say no to temptation before we go too far.
We can hold each other accountable.
Yes, accountability is important. It's just where, as a friend, I ask you to help me say no and stay here.
Another way to stay out of temptation is to say a Bible verse when you're tempted.
Ooh, like 1 Corinthians 10:13. 1 Corinthians 10:13. But when you are tempted, God will give you a way out so that you can stand up under it.
We can say that when we're tempted and trust that God will give us a way out. Another way to stay pure is to distract ourselves from the fair.
Perfect. We'll just stay here at Connect HQ and find something better to do.
Yes, and last but not least, we must never let Dot find out about the fair.
I like that plan.
Me too. I'm officially a part of Code Corn Dog.
So, Claire, do you want to hang out with us while we're in lockdown?
I would, but I have a book to return to the library. I shouldn't have checked it out in the first place. It was too tempting. Thanks for all your help.
And thanks for stopping by and keeping us distracted. Come back anytime.
Oh, I will.
Now, how should we distract ourselves?
Well, as long as it has nothing to do with cotton candy, ponies, or country music.
You know, all this talk about corn dogs, maybe Chef Elaine has some corn dogs.
Yes.
Corn dogs, 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 mustard. Hi, my name is Mike, and we have some tips to help you deal with temptation. We memorized this verse in the book of 1 Corinthians. Say it with me, like this. 1 Corinthians 10:13. But when you are tempted, God will give you a way out so that you can stand up under it. Temptation is not wrong. Everyone gets tempted, even you. And when you are, you can trust that God will give you a way out so that you can say no to sin. Even Jesus, God's only son, was tempted. He knows exactly what it feels like. He set a perfect example for us. He always said no to temptation and never sinned. His knowledge of the Bible helped him when he was tempted. He used biblical truth to say no to sin. Temptation is not something to play around with. Even though it's not a sin, we shouldn't see how close we can get without sinning. If you know something will be tempting for you, a book or a movie or an event, find the ways God gives you to avoid that thing. Have someone hold you accountable. Memorize verses or find a distraction. Get rid of things that tempt you so you can stay pure. Say no to sin. And when you do give in to temptation, don't give up. Ask God for forgiveness and to help you say no the next time. And as always, remember, Connect HQ is here to help you.
You know, the next best thing to being at the fair is this corn dog. It's a good dog. You know, maybe I'll go next year. Maybe next year I can control myself and see Arrow Harris live in person. Who am I kidding? I can't even control myself saying his name. You know, when you're tempted to do something wrong, Jesus can help you say no to sin every time. Jesus knows what it's like to be tempted to do something wrong. Jesus came down to earth to show us how to live a pure life. If you haven't made that decision to follow him or to learn from him, all you have to remember are your ABCs. A, admit. Admit that you've done wrong and ask God to forgive you for disobeying him. B, believe. Believe God sent Jesus to take the punishment for your sin. Trust that you're forgiven because Jesus made you right with God. C, choose. Choose to spend your whole life depending on God's power to help you say no to sin. As you live and love like Jesus, tell others God is the leader of your life and your number one friend. If you want to make that decision today, be sure to talk to your Connect small group leader before you leave.
That is the most important decision that you can make. If you want to know more about that, I want you to talk to a trusted adult before we leave today. All right, we have a verse that we need to say. I'm going to say it. I want you to say it with me. Are you ready? Here we go. 1 Corinthians 10:13. But when you are tempted, God will give you a way out so that you can stand up under it. Great job. All right, we have a super fun activity that we're going to do today. Here's what it is. God gives us great Bible verses to help us say no to temptations. So I'll say a temptation, and then I'll read a couple of Bible verses. When you hear a Bible verse that can help you say no to the temptation, I want you to stand up as fast as you can. All right? Here we go. The first one. I feel like telling a lie. Now stand up when you hear the verse that will help you say no. Deuteronomy 5:19. You must not steal. Colossians 3:9. Don't lie to each other. That's it. That's the one. Stand up. Great job. All right, here's the next one. I feel like bragging about myself. All right, so here are the verses. 2 Corinthians 10:17. The one who brags should brag about what the Lord has done. That's it. Stand up. That one was easy. You guys got it. All right, here's the next one. I feel like disobeying my parents. Here are the verses. Colossians 4:6. Let the words you speak always be full of grace. Psalm 23:1. The Lord is my shepherd. I have all that I need. Ephesians 6:1. Children, obey your parents, for this is the right thing to do. Stand up. It was the last one. The Bible reminds us to obey our parents. You guys did great showing you can stand up to temptation. No matter what you face, God will give you a way out to help you when you feel like doing the wrong thing. Now, we have some fantastic discussion questions for you and your family to talk about. Thank you so much for joining me in Connect today. I will see you later.
Our worship experience today. We are so thankful that you guys were able to tune in. Parents, thank you, thank you, thank you for allowing your kids to join in on our worship experience so that they can worship the one true God with us. Don't forget to post those pictures of your kids as they were worshiping today, dancing and singing along to the music, maybe answering those questions. Actually, what's one thing that you learned today? Parents, can you help your kids to answer some of those questions and tell us in the comments what's one thing that they were able to learn about God today? We hope that we see you next week as you join in again with Swerve Kids Live.